Hi everybody, welcome to this playthrough for Rookie Division for the Slammania 2025 tournament here on the channel. Hope you're doing well. Please hit thumbs up and subscribe as well. All the shots here are featuring true rookie clubs. Remember, you will need to tweak them, and the majority of them are tailwind angles, which will help you with the modifier getting some good wind angle shots designed for rookie. So hopefully it helps you prepare. All 9 holes of Wiseacre Ranch. Please check out the timestamps in the video description down below. Good luck, here we go. For hole number 1 here in rookie, I'm going with the extra mile and a quasar because I need some side spin to the left. 4.5 top spin, 2 bars, side spin to the left. You can use a katana if you want to push yourself a little bit further and reduce the curl needed. But here I'm just going to show you that a quasar is absolutely fine. Spins as shown there, and we're setting up with some of the red ring inside the rough with the extra mile at level 6. Then the adjustment I'm going to make here is max plus 20, even though we're not at max distance of club. We're going with just over half a ball of curl to the left. Like I said, if you're using a katana though and going with 3 bars left spin rather than 2, you could reduce the curl a little bit, but we just want enough to take ourselves away from the bunker. Drive distance of 311 yards. Second shot, I'm going to find where I am in my club distance. I'm very close to max distance here. You see I've got TC on the notepad. That stands for true club distance, and we're going to play 10% elevation. So find the minimum distance line, find the max line, and work out where your first bounce is going to be. Adding a little bit of backspin, leaving the ball guide short of pin deliberately with true rookie clubs as usual here on the channel. Then we're going to adjust true club distance, 10% elevation. So I'm playing this one around 85% on the slider. There's more information on using the slider and estimating your club distance on the Academy tutorial playlist on the channel home page. If not, you can play max plus 10 minus 0.2 in this instance. So a couple of methods, but we drop it nicely there for an eagle on hole number 1. Hole number 2, the best chance is with the rough bump. You can actually play a rough bump from the left side of the fairway as well. This was an old attempt from the right-hand side where I usually play from middle tee. Landing in the middle of the first cut of rough, we will always need 3 bars side spin to the left, so katana or a kingmaker, and we're going to go between 2 and 2.5, maybe 3 bars of top spin depending on the wind angle. Adjustment here, mid plus 20, slight tweak needed to the landing position, or maybe the adjustment as well, but just to show you the possible approach. If you're not feeling comfortable with a rough bump, and bear in mind a great left will miss the rough here and you will end up going beyond the green, then play a standard bounce up shot with backspin. Hole number 3, the first of the par 5s, we need a power 3 ball here. We're going to go with the extra mile, playing with 4.5 top spin, 1 bar side spin to the left, and setting up once we've added spin with the ball guide pointing down the middle of that narrow strip of fairway going down along the right hand side of the layout. Max plus 10 is the adjustment. We do go into a little bit of overpower here due to the slight headwind angle, so I'm going to add that one on, but obviously in tailwind you wouldn't need to. If you're playing in tailwind, you can even push up after your max plus 10 adjustment just to gain a bit more distance on your drive. If you don't want to play with any overpower at all, then of course you could go with a higher power ball. 361 yards. Now, there is 2 ways you can play the second shot. I'm showing you the more aggressive rough bump. If you don't feel comfortable with this, then bounce over from before the bunker instead, just to take a nice simple bounce over. The rough bump, I'm playing no spin, bullseye in between the bunker and the edge of the rough, so we're not risking either. As you can see, there's room for a great left and a great right here. Ball guide to the hole with the sniper. That, of course, we're playing with for the best ball guide and accuracy. True club distance, 10% elevation is the recommendation. In the video here from the archives, I went with 20, but it was over-adjusted. So true club distance, 10% on the second shot. Hole number 4, we're going to play directly over the rough with a katana. We're going with 3 bars left spin and 1 bar of top spin. We don't want to roll too long here, but I've just about got enough distance on the club to find a nice landing position. Obviously, you can go with a Titan or a Kingmaker if you want to as well. Maximum distance, 10% elevation is the adjustment on this one. It's not going to be many rings with this low wind. And then we're going with just over half a ball of curl to the left. If anything, I would reduce the curl slightly, because in this wind angle you can see that second bounce is very, very close to the rough. So maybe a little bit less curl just to take the rough out of the equation. Drive distance 318. Second shot, if you have higher clubs, then you can go with top spin and play a rough bump, maybe with the runner, if you've got that in a decent level. But if not, if you've got true rookie clubs here and only the thorn, then you're going to have to go with backspin, between 4 and 5 bars backspin. Finding the maximum distance line to work out where I am in my club range. And once again, I'm going to go with true club distance, 10% elevation. The problem here is with the backspin and the slight headwind angle, I leave my ball guide a little bit too short, so I would have just nudged up a couple of clicks in my position if I had this one over again. At 10% elevation, I'm around 80% slider here. You could play in between mid and max numbers if you don't want to use the slider though. Perfect ball away, but as I said there, we're just a little bit short on that one on this par 4. On to the next par 3, and once again the rough bump is going to be the best opportunity for the hole-in-one if you want to go with that. I'm using a navigator to cut the wind down slightly, and then with the sniper playing with 1 bar of topspin and between half a bar and maybe a couple of clicks more of side spin to the right. It varies depending where you want to set up, but I'm looking to have the ball guide to the pin. Obviously the sniper is preferred due to accuracy and ball guide combined, but if you haven't got the sniper, then you could go with a different wood club as well. Mid plus 10 is the adjustment here. If you're not feeling comfortable with the rough bump, then by all means get yourself a safer birdie by bouncing with backspin. Guardian might be good here for the heavy amount of backspin to get close to the pin, but as you can see, a rough bump there tracks beautifully onto the green and drops for a hole-in-one on hole 5. If you are with us as a free Patreon member, you will be sent out these companion sheets. We've got the general elevations for the holes used in the tournament and also our tournament note sheets. Divided into 9 segments, you can write in your elevations and adjustments as you go throughout the week. And if you want even more perks, you can join us as a paid member over there on our Patreon as well. Link in the description down below. Got nice tailwind angle. We're going to go with a Titan because we want the increased wind push. And we're going to bounce over with 4.5 bars top spin, 2 bars side spin to the right, stretching out to find the second bounce comfortably over the rough. And then once I've found my position, I'm looking at how many rings I've pushed into overpower. So I'm going to make my adjustment first, max plus 10. Then I'm going to push up the required amount of rings that I saw when I was finding my position. There you can see it does take me into a little bit of overpower. So if you can't push up that number of rings, add the rest on as OP. Then we're going with outer wall curl to the right. Not too much of an issue here to hit perfect as the needle isn't too shaky. And we get this one over very nicely. And the top spin takes us along the fairway very nicely indeed. Drive distance of 367 yards. In a nasty wind angle, you're going to have to play to the right-hand side or go with a higher power ball. Second shot is all about securing the eagle. Very tough to get an albatross here, so I'm playing with 2 bars of right spin and 1 bar of back spin, setting up with the yellow ring just touching the rough on the right. And we're going to play this one with a lot of curl, so you need the big dog here. Max plus 0 is the adjustment, and then in the end I decide on just over 1 ball of curl to the right. Let's have a look how we go here. Perfect ball away. The backspin steadies us very nicely onto the green. Maybe didn't need that much curl. The speed was good. Reduce the curl a bit will get us close to the pin, but the priority is to get the eagle only. Please do join us over on Facebook. We have an ever-growing community of players there. Over 16,000 members. Head over to Facebook, search for BK Golf Clash and submit your member request there. Free to join. There are free guides posted, lots of shot sharing and discussion points. You can chat and interact with me as well, and loads more over on Facebook. So head over there and search for BK Golf Clash. There are 2 ways you can play hole number 7. You can play it out to the left if you haven't got tailwind with a power 3 ball or indeed a lower power ball, and then approach from distance with the wood club. But if you get tailwind like this, I reckon a Berserker is a good shout because you've got a very good chance of an eagle. Playing with the spins as shown, I'm stretching out because what I want to do is get the first bounce in the rough and then have the top spin take me rolling out of the rough onto the fairway without rolling into the stream. Max plus 10, power 5, Once I've adjusted, I push back up to max and then go with full overpower and outer wall curl to the right. Perfect ball, minor great left, minor great right should still be fine, but obviously with these aggressive shots, only play if you are comfortable with doing so. We catch the rough in the right point and we roll out to a drive distance of 343. Second shot is going to be played with the thorn or whatever short iron you have. Once again, I'm finding maximum distance, finding minimum distance line as well to work out where I want to bounce, and that will enable me to work out my adjustment as well. A couple of bars of backspin because we have some tailwind here. In the end, I actually reduce that down to 1, but make sure you leave your ball guide short because of the lack of ball guide I have with this level of thorn. So leave the ball guide about 1.5 to 2 squares short of the pin, and then play true club distance 10% elevation. Here in the video, I think this was around mid distance. I seem to be halfway between the min and max line, so I'm playing it mid plus 10, but always check your distance yourself. In crosswind, you might need a little bit more elevation, but here 10% works very nicely, and we drop it for the eagle. Par 3 now, and once again it's going to be a rough bump attempt with the sniper. Playing with a quasar ball, and we're just going to add a little smidge of backspin and 1 bar side spin to the right, setting up with the target comfortably in the centre of the rough there, ball guide going just to the back of the cup because we've got headwind angle to deal with. Otherwise you may be a bit short, so make sure if you're using the sniper you compensate with the wind angle accordingly. If you have tailwind, I'd leave this one a little bit short. Mid plus 10 is the adjustment here, catches the rough very nicely, and we're just missing that to the right though, so a little tweak needed, maybe a little bit more adjustment in that wind angle, but the rough bump is the best chance for the hole in one once again. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. Finishing up now with hole number 9. Nasty wind angle here. If we have tailwind, then by all means we need to go where I'm just showing you here, over those rocks onto the left hand side. But in headwind, it's really not going to be possible, so I'm going to have to lay up over on the right hand side here. 4.5 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the right with the extra mile, and playing with a Titan, top of the yellow ring touching the rough, ball guide pointing down the middle of the fairway. Adjustment here on the drive, max plus 10. Max plus 10. Of course, if you're going the aggressive route and you don't want to go with overpower, put a Wiseacre on instead. Playing on the left-hand side will get you a bit more distance without risking heavy, great balls. Perfect ball away here, though, on the layup version on the right-hand side. Bounces over the rough and the sand and rolls nicely down the middle of the fairway, not threatening any of the hazards on either side. Drive distance 334. Second shot from here, you're going to need the big dog or the cataclysm. So we need a wood club with distance. You could go with the horizon as well if that's all you have available. So we're going to add 2 bars of left spin and a decent amount of top spin here. I came up slightly short on this one, so I would recommend you go with a smidgen more top spin if you have similar wind angle here. Obviously with the Kingmaker, you're going to have less wind push to deal with, but the adjustment is max plus 0, even though we are not at max distance of club. Playing this one just to get to the green to secure the eagle. Make sure you hit perfect, though it's a narrow line. Like I said, a bit more top spin would have got us on the green, but we've got a simple wedge nonetheless for the eagle on hole 9. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.